Personal story segment tonight. Barack Obama and John McCain continue to say they'll be better for your wallet.
I got no problems with Joe. All I want to do is give Joe a tax cut.
He wants to, quote, spread the wealth around. That's what Senator Obama wants to do.
Now, there is no question that we the people are getting hosed economically, and here are a few examples. Since July 3rd, the price of a barrel of oil has dropped almost 50%, but our cost at the pump for a gallon has dropped 29%. Also, almost every business in America raised prices after the oil jump, but now that the oil is lower, most of those prices have stayed high. Once again, the folks get hosed. So, who is really better for your wallet, Obama or McCain? Joining us from Washington, Tyson Slocum, the director of the Public Citizens Energy Program. And here in the studio, Heather Higgins, who's on the board of the Independent Women's Voice, a nonpartisan organization. Who's better, Heather?
I think McCain is better.
Why?
It's not just the short-term income tax changes and whether or not you keep the Bush tax cuts, but it's also who's really better for jobs. And the underlying philosophy is, are we all Americans? Are we going to play rich versus poor? And once you get to a certain level of finally achieving some success in life, does Obama think that it's actually his money and he can spend it better than you can?
Well, he wants to build the economy, so he says, from the bottom up, and he is going to create jobs from the federal government, so the federal government will create jobs.
Since when does the federal government know how to create a job?
Well, you know, a lot of people work for the federal government, but that's simply, he wants to build the economy from the bottom up, and you're not buying that?
No, I don't buy that. I think that we have historically, we've got lots of economic data over years of running of this country's existence being a capitalist country. We know that small businesses and even large businesses create jobs. And if you
Would you say the government should get out of it, the job creation business entirely?
I think that it's a misnomer to say that government creates jobs. You create jobs, you create wealth by creating new products and services for people. And the government, if it's going to increase taxes on corporations, is going to diminish their capacity to hire new people.
All right, Tyson, how do you see it?
Completely differently. First of all, I think that voters are clearly registering their approval of Barack Obama, which is why he's ahead. They understand that there's three big things that are affecting the economy right now, and that is the financial markets, and we've got to achieve stronger regulation over them. We have to have tax reform and address energy policy. On tax reform, it's outrageous to say that Barack Obama wants government to create jobs here. What we're talking about is a discriminatory element of the tax code where if you make all of your money investing in the stock market, you are taxed less than if you earn the same amount working at an assembly line.
The reason we have a system because your dollars in the tax market have already, in the stock market, have already been taxed. See, after
there's no such thing as double taxation. That is ridiculous. And the fact is that you are not getting taxed twice. The corporation pays income taxes, and then the individual pays the tax.
When I say hold it, you are to hold it. Okay? Got it? Now, I invest in the stock market from dollars after I have been taxed, the dollars that I get to keep. If I make money, that's taxed again. That's twice. That's the fact. Now,
no, there's no double taxation.
But here's what I don't understand about
corporations pay income taxes.
You can go into any theory you want, but what I just said is true.
But
here's what I don't understand about you, Tyson. Now, you know that the oil companies are hosing the people. We've discussed this before, and we just showed you the little graph. Okay. I just go like this. Whenever Barack Obama says, ExxonMobil's going to get a tax cut from John McCain, and I go, ExxonMobil's not going to get a tax cut from anybody. If the government tries to impose more taxes on ExxonMobil, they're just going to pass that along to the folks.
No, corporate income taxes are not. No, corporate income taxes are not paid by end consumers. They're paid by shareholders. And right now, the Wall Street Journal just reported today that even with oil prices down, even with oil prices down, oil companies are set to continue huge profit margins because they're going to make up for it in the refining sector.
Whatever you take from them, they'll raise the price to us. Go ahead, Heather.
Absolutely. Corporations absolutely pass on prices, and they pass them on in the form of it affects how many people they employ, it affects what prices they charge. Prices reflect all the expenses of a business, and those expenses include taxes. Now, maybe that Tyson wants high energy prices.
But Tyson is a culture warrior in this regard, and that's why I'm not getting it, Tyson. Look, Tyson, the oil companies can charge whatever they want for a gallon of gas. You know it, and I know it, and they do. They charge whatever they want. So if their profit shrinks because Barack Obama lays a levy on them, they'll go, hey, okay, we'll pay the extra government, but bang, we're going to jack it up 10 cents. And they can do it because there's no competition to keep it down.
That's right, which is why you're seeing this huge discrepancy between the drop in crude oil and the not huge drop in gasoline.
So you're agreeing with me, but on one hand, and then on the other hand saying, oh, no, they're not going to raise prices. Of course they are.
However, Bill, it's important to note here that just recently, in the last few years in the Bush administration, we have cut taxes on the oil industry. In 2004 and 2005, unprecedented new rounds of tax cuts just for oil companies were enacted. In fact, embedded in the whole Wall Street bailout package was a brand new tax for oil refiners to process Canadian tar sands crude.
Yeah, because they want to get more production. That's why they're doing it.
But, Bill, that is what high energy prices that all motorists out there are paying. The market is sending the right signal.
I like the Sarah Palin approach. Go in, take their money, okay, and give it to the folks. That's what she did. I'm going to give
That's
you
right,
the
and I
laugh
think that's what you're going to see in the Obama administration.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
I think that what you really have to worry about is the long-term effect on growth and the underlying philosophy that is reflected in this. I think that what you're seeing in the market moves is that a lot of the people who thought that Obama was fine, they're now suddenly realizing that maybe he really means it.
Melissa,
when you talk
it's a complicated issue.
Look at the economic growth under deregulation right now. It's been a disaster.
I've got to go. It's a complicated issue, and I'm really not convinced who's got the right formula here, but I appreciate the discussion. Plenty more ahead as the factor moves along this evening. Sarah Palin.